Hello, my little nerds and nerdettes. Please join us for another episode of
Krawlers. Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
He went so high, his mic lost him.
My mic peaked. Fuck. Didn't see it.
Krawlers.
Welcome back. Another week,
Oh man.
we leave the group, in Molten Hammer still. You guys have made your way
We're
out
leaving?
of the mind.
Oh
because you're-
shit.
You're still in Molten Hammer. I don't know what you guys are doing. Um,
No, you meant we were
You-
picking up.
I mean,
I
you get there.
didn't think the session would be over already.
I mean, you know.
Bruh.
But you guys find yourselves in Molten Hammer still. You guys have come out of the mine. You guys have finded Erlane and kind of escorted her back to the surface, having a little conversation. She, told you she would see you around, hopefully. You guys had made your way into the marbled spire to drop off the pieces of equipment that Uverin had asked you guys to bring to her. Upon which she immediately countered and told you had one more job for her to do. And
That's good.
upon doing so, a possibility of being released. Upon doing so, you find yourself exiting and making your way back to the primary, the upper ring. And in doing so, deep conversations are had. Some truths laid bare, some weaknesses, some people, I don't know the word I'm looking for, the aspect of the person, kind of the personalities, kind of coming a little bit more to the front. Whereas the group is now split into kind of a two pair, where we have Axel and Nova still standing kind of in the street, after having a little bit of a conversation, whereas the rest of the group is kind of slid off after KB had a deep heart-to-heart with Axel. And upon exiting said conversation, decided to join the rest of the group as they went to kind of look for evening snacks, meals, and whatever else that they're looking for. So, we leave off with pretty much the entire group except for Nova and Axel. You guys have kind of taken off to find food, talk amongst yourselves, and kind of relax the rest of this evening. Axel and Nova, you guys find yourself kind of standing next to the street, as it's kind of later evening. I would say probably like 5-ish at this time. What are you guys doing for the evening?
Well, first thing, I need to grab music. Hold on. Grab a vibe really quick. Somebody else can take over while I grab music.
Is there music coming from Multiverse?
Yes.
Oh.
It's not. It's just like background music.
I didn't even realize there was music in Multiverse. I must have something disabled.
Yeah.
Like I could do.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Jesus.
I will turn it down though. There. All right. So you guys find yourself in kind of a, hold on, dusk. There. Set the tone. As you guys find yourself in kind of a later evening dusk, you see kind of the star sky begin to make its way kind of across the upper areas of the dome.
After
Oh.
walking out of the library, I mean, probably would have just kept walking and seen everybody, and I mean, I wouldn't have had necessarily an agenda at this point.
Okay.
I'd have been trying unsuccessfully to buy patients food, but eventually I would just give up and eat some myself. Ask Evelyn if she wants any. Sure.
I guess I'd go up to one of the. Probably go up to one of the vendors, food vendors nearby, the closest one. Actually, no. Let's say, is there like a vendor that's selling maybe like deep fried or pastry type things?
Right in front of you, there is a there's a like a taco type, like something rolled up in a in like a quesadilla, like tortilla looking thing, where the little piggy is on top of it. You can hear somebody screaming, "Pork, chicken, fresh and hot." Secret family recipe.
Great.
And then at the far end, you do notice kind of that one with the bread on it. It looks like pastries or donuts or some sweets that are being sold.
Do I want special family recipe? Or... Yeah, I'm gonna go over to the donut guy.
Okay.
Or the pastry guy over here.
Okay. You walk up and you notice a elderly female seems to be tending this stall.
And you said it looks kind of like baked goods, like donuts.
Yep, there's like some kind of pastries. There's like some like little like brown dot things that are kind of on a little piece of paper. There's an assortment of things. There's like some longer looking ones. There's ones that make like a half moon. There's like some ones that look all squiggly together with like white powder sprinkled on top of them.
Ooh.
Couple pies.
I'll greet her.
Oh, hello. How are you today?
I'm good. Just interested in purchasing something of yours. Is there anything you recommend?
Well, yes, I'm very interesting. But, we sell pastries here.
Right. Anything you recommend?
Anything I'm sorry, I'm hard of hearing. If you could please speak into this ear.
I'll mind link with her and say into her mind, is there anything that you recommend? What's
You
the
watch
best?
your eyes go wide, just.
I'll just kind of smile at her and wave. Over
She
here. I'll
reaches
say into her
over.
mind, over here, while I'm waving.
She just like stares at you and she kind of reaches and hands you like something about, I don't know, like yay big-ish. Seems to have some sprinkled white powder on top of it. And it seems to be kind of you see like a little red dot on the side.
I'll take a bite of it.
Okay. It kind of comes as you take a bite, it comes like gushing out one side. Like this like red, like sticky
Like jam
kind of
kind of
gel.
thing? Ooh,
Yeah.
yes! That's a good shit.
Very, very good.
That will be 1 silver.
How much for a dozen of these? I'll say into her mind.
If you would like to do a dozen, I will cut you a deal and do 10 silver and 4 copper.
I don't know why I ask. I'm gonna slide her a gold piece.
Okay. She looks very happy, and as she begins to box up the dozen for you, she gives you an extra box that has looks like 2 or 3 cookies in it, and then you also notice that she throws in a small box with this like squiggly stuff and like something drizzled over the top of it.
I'll smile at her and say into her mind, "Thank you very
Ah.
much. You have very delicious treats."
That's very weird, but you have a great day as well.
Oh, it seemed like you could hear me better. Just trying to make it easier for you.
It does make it very convenient, but very weird. But you
Understood.
have a splendid day.
You as well. Stay safe.
She like waves with these like super long, like gnarled, bony fingers that the knuckles are like over enlarged.
Oh boy. And I'm gonna walk. Would Axel have been with me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna pull one of the gel-filled pastries out and hand it to him.
I'll accept it and take a bite.
They're really good.
Animals can't have treats. They
Whatever.
do make doggy treats, just FYI.
It spoils them. They'll just start begging.
Yeah, get
Savage.
fat.
Oh my god. And then I'll put the rest in my backpack.
It's very good, Axel. Extremely sugary, especially for somebody like you that really didn't grow up eating a whole lot of sugar. But it's very, very, very sweet. And you take kind of a bigger bite, and that like same like red liquid just comes kind of like oozing out the side of this whatever this is.
Strong.
Kind of sweet, but really good. She gave me some other things too. I'll have to try those later. And then I'm gonna meander back towards the group.
Okay. The group has kind of taken off and gone like around the corner. They kind of took off in an opposite direction. So you can kind of go find them if you want, but there is a little bit of a crowd going on right now.
Would I have seen the direction they went in before I went off to the pastries?
Around the corner.
No, jeez. Well, I'll just kind of. I'm not gonna walk with purpose. I'm just gonna kind of walk, meander around the corner. Just kind of keep my eyes open.
Make a perception check. And Axel,
Let's go, let's
you
dice.
would know at this time, in case you were wondering, the beans are still open.
Sweet.
They do kind of work a little bit later than your 9 to 5.
I rolled an 18.
An 18? Okay. You do see the rest of the group. I'd say probably like 150 feet down the walk path. You know, there's a large group of people that seem to be kind of on both sides of the street. They're shopping, they're getting snacks, they're getting treats. People are eating, walking, talking, kind of like a busy city street. But for a split second, you kind of see the back of Patient's head, and like she's kind of walking with her hands like crossed like up on top of her head, and she's like you can see her turning and talking to Sophie every once in a while.
And we're on the ring with the marble spire, so we're not on the primary or the first ring. Third ring, whatever
As
it
far
is.
as I was okay, well then that changes the whole storyline. Because I thought you guys went up to the primary.
Oh, did we?
Well, me, Evelyn, and Patience went up to the primary.
I
And
know we
then
exited the.
I guess I was under the impression that you guys went up to the primary and just ran into us.
Yeah, I thought you guys all went
Okay,
up
yeah,
together,
we'll just
and then the
make
talk
it
kind of
easy.
happened.
Because I mean, we were exiting. There's nothing else we would have probably done on the marble spire ring anyway. So we'll just say, for expediency, that we ended up there anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. Sophia and Patience would have had any interest in talking with the two of you at the moment.
No, that's fine.
Probably not.
That's totally fine.
So I would, if I had even seen you come up, I probably would have steered Patience away.
I wasn't trying to approach. Just curious if I saw which way you guys went. Fine, fuck you then. I didn't do shit! Damn it!
It's not you, it's me.
It's not you. It's fucking your butt buddy.
Oh.
You didn't do shit
It's not you, it's me. And how quickly I realized you suck.
either.
Frosty undid his mic. He's gonna speak.
He's gonna say get fucked.
Okay.
He can too.
That was scary. I mean, you didn't say anything though. But you do find yourself kind of walking down the street path. Oh, and you do know, you do kind of notice Nova every once in a while as you guys kind of get closer. Sophia kind of like over her shoulder kind of sees you coming, and you watch
No,
and
no,
she
no.
kind of like.
I wouldn't be trying to like catch up to them. I more was just trying to see like what direction, like if I saw what direction they went and if I could see them in the crowd. I was just curious like if I
Gotcha.
could see where they were going. But I wasn't trying
They're
to
just
like,
kind of
approach 'em.
they're just kind of meandering like in the opposite direction.
Okay.
Sophia would have some food in her hand. Patience probably doesn't.
Nope.
Hunger strike.
Are there any like alleyways nearby?
There's a ton of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any like particularly shady alleyways?
A good chunk of them. You're on the first. Yeah.
I'm gonna try and find one of these, and try and find one that like maybe resembles some of the alleyways that we would have hung out in back in Daylor. That's right. Yeah, I think it was
Okay.
Daylor.
Dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
thinking K-Lord.
I combined the two. Yeah.
It doesn't take you very long at all. You and Patience, you grew up in some shit, and you know a sketchy fucking alley when you find one. You know that one that just kind of like you look down and you're like, ooh, that gives me some I'm gonna get robbed vibes. Definitely see enough. I mean, there's a couple that you walk by, that you have options, like probably 3 or 4 of them that you're like, ooh, that's pretty sketchy looking, pretty dark, pretty dim lit. Yeah.
And I'll just kind of out of the blue just turn down that alleyway and kind of stand maybe like 4 feet in, turn around and give a wry smile to Patience and then shrug at Evelyn to see if she wants to follow.
I have so many concerns about this, but like I don't feel like we can like let her go alone.
Just like the old haunts, eh?
It's nice to get out of the viewing eye. Just for a bit.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Just out of curiosity, roll a stealth check.
Who?
Sophia.
With
With advantage, because
with advantage.
yeah, because Patience kind of joining you guys, and you guys are dipping out.
I rolled a 2 and a 3, so a 9. I actually have a good stealth. It's just not helping here.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm not trying to be that stealthy.
Well, here's my next question: did you and Patience do as I said after that last fight? Did you guys make a sacrifice? Because
No, I did not make a sacrifice to the dice god.
that's you guys are gonna be fucked for a little bit then.
Nah.
But,
I'm trying to find a
You
place.
say that,
more
you
that's
say
just-
that, but my last roll in here was a nat 20.
I'm not
mean-
necessarily as worried about hiding as we were back in Dollar. I'm trying
Yeah.
to find a place that feels familiar. Right?
No,
Like-
it's not so much hiding. It's more how you step off the road. You know what I mean? Like if
Gotcha,
you do it,
yeah.
you know, if you do it kind of like and gone, or if it's more like a turn, stare at the pathway, and then you're like, okay, I'm disappearing.
Yeah, it's
So-
part of that one, I think. So I think the roll makes sense.
So, with an 18, you do you don't see where they go, but you do notice as they kind of stop for a second. Sophia looks and then just kind of like disappears
Word.
out of sight.
Worth noting
Um,
that Patience did not look around her at all.
Yeah. So, several seconds, go by, and you notice, like, you kind of like through the crowd, you see Patience kind of stand you see Patience from the side and kind of smirk, and then you watch as she also walks, just like into an alley, and they both disappear with Evelyn following closely behind.
And I'll lead them to some sort of secluded area,
She's gonna murder you.
I'll have a
gonna
big
mug-
smile on my face, and I'll
Okay. You
I'll
guys
look at
take
Evelyn.
off.
Oh, don't be worried. No one's gonna find us here.
I mean, dark forests I'm used to. Dark, dingy alleys. That one's new.
I'd like to see someone else try. Enjoy it.
Once you've been in one dark alley, you've been in them all pretty much. Nothing too scary about them. If you know your way around, that is. And you know which parts of town to avoid.
I don't.
Well,
Well, that's what we're here for.
we can at least figure out our way around the place through the back streets, but knowing which places to avoid, well, that's something we have yet to find out.
As you're having this little
Guess we'll find
conversation,
out.
and you guys are kind of standing in the dark alleyway and having a little conversation. Moments, not even seconds later, about 25, 30 feet down the pathway, two individuals step out from either side of the path and are now cutting off your walk down this pathway. Two dark hooded figures, and you hear a little hand kind of goes out, and you see a dagger.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. If you could just hand over your purse, I would greatly appreciate that. Yeah,
I don't.
make him
I don't
hand
think
over
that's-
his purse.
We've already taken enough people's purses tonight. I don't think that's necessary.
Oh, no. We want your purse. You could just greatly hand that over.
Oh, you're going to regret that. My friend here, she's not always friendly.
I've broken my share of kneecaps, just so you
That's-
know.
That skinny thing right there, I could take people like you all day. Not even a problem.
Well, come on then. Make my fucking day. I want to roll Intimidate as I activate my Visage of the Astral Self, so I have advantage on this check.
And I'm gonna enhance the image with a quick minor illusion. It's gonna be a little bit of a sound, like a little bit of a roar of a hellcat.
Ugh. Not
I'm
that
gonna
good.
roll intimidation with advantage.
Wait, that was one. Fuck.
Can I also roll intimidation with my minor illusion?
If you want to, yeah.
I rolled a 5. Okay, 8.
8. Okay. Patience.
First roll wasn't too good. It was a 3 on the die. That's fucking
We're rolling
fantastic.
hot tonight.
Drop the other one. Fuck. See how well these new liquid core dice are. They're not hot. Holy shit. Oh, fucking 9 plus 11.
11 total.
Fucking kidding me, yeah.
What are we doing? Parlor tricks?
I'm gonna change strategies here, and I'm gonna cast Enemies Abound at these two people.
Okay.
They need to make intelligence saving throws.
Okay.
I have a new trick been wanting to try.
10 and a 14.
Okay, so they both fail, and they lose the ability. They lose the ability to distinguish friend from foe regarding all creatures they can see as enemies. And I want these two to just fight to the death and see who wins.
Fight to the death.
You're gonna have them fight to the death. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they
Well, I
both
mean,
see each other as enemies.
Will they?
I was gonna say. So my question is,
God, can I put this on?
They
Yeah, look
see
up Enemies
everybody
Abound.
As, everybody is enemies, so wouldn't that mean they still attack you too, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a chance they might attack each other, but they still could attack us.
Yeah, but they'll also they'll opportunity attack each other if one of them tries to walk away from the other. I'm not saying they're not going to be upset at us too, but it's.
oh
just,
no, I'm just curious. I'm just playing it out in my head. I'm just more. It's more like some of those like. It has something where if like you make it where they hurt each other or kill each other, they can't do it. So no, this is.
I don't
Okay.
think so.
Nope. So you watch as they're standing there, and all of a sudden they get really confused, and you watch as the guy on the right
Hasn't he
standing
been
there
taking a little bit too much of the coin recently?
just turns and like stabs the other guy like 3 times in the neck, and you just hear.
Yeah. Yeah, I like all my coins. Give me your coins.
Well,
that
that
was
was
gonna-
rude.
And he's gonna run at you, and he's gonna go to stab whoever's first in line.
Probably me.
Okay,
I would've
so he's
stepped
gonna
forward
go to
when I
gonna
did
go to
that.
stab you.
Probably Evelyn.
Right?
Poor Evelyn, she doesn't even want to be
19.
here.
That does hit.
You take 3 points of piercing damage
Ow.
as he comes running forward and just sticks it right right above your clavicle, and it goes in about like an inch or two, and it kind of stops, and he's just standing there looking at you.
Good. Now you've given me an excuse. Arms come out. I'm gonna punch this guy twice. Okay. This die has one more
Now,
shot.
how long does the spell last? Like, does it last until...
Well, it doesn't really matter now because there's only one of them left. So it's technically up to a minute, but I'd drop it as soon as the other one's
Okay.
dead.
Okay. This is for flavor.
Oh, that's pretty good. 18 on the die, so...
Yeah, no, I'd want to fuck with him. So. That was rude, and then I dropped the spell.
25 on the first attack.
Yep, it hits.
That's 8 force damage.
Okay.
And that's not as good. 14.
Okay, so hold on. So, as he turns and stabs his friend in the neck, and you watch as the blood just starts pouring out, he turns confused and runs towards Patience. And as he sticks the blade about an inch into Patience, halfway through the stab, as you can see, he's driving forward. Sophia
and he doesn't
cancels.
make a save.
Yeah.
Forgot about
Sophia,
that. Next save.
well, and Sophia, she cancels the spell, and all of a sudden he stops pushing the blade in because he's just confused. He looks up at Patience, who gives the line, "Well, you've given me an excuse now." And one of the astral arms comes straight down, and you watch his whole bottom jaw dislocate, come off to the side, and this just loud, sickening crack noise as his eyes just glaze over, and you've knocked him out completely cold.
Damn it. I was hoping he'd stay up for a little longer.
as he's laying on the ground, and about like 20 seconds, 20, 30 seconds goes by as you're kind of like, fuck. And you hear kind of like a gurgling noise, and you just hear, and his eyes kind of flutter open as he's laying on the ground. He just looks up at you, confused.
What was it you said? You'd be taking the coins from us? No, the other way around.
Oh.
Yeah. What you got on ya?
Roll investigation.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's not
Mhm.
probably very responsive, so
No. No.
Oh.
No. He is dazed.
Dazed and
That one.
confused.
That one? Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Not joking, bro. No cap.
Somebody needs to
I've
go
rolled
outside
a-
right now.
I've rolled a 2, a 3, a 5, and a 1 on the night.
You know, I do hear the best sacrifices are cats. So, you got one out on the deck.
I do have one. He's in his cat tree right beside me, but he's really cute. So
Tail, balcony, easy, instant acceptance.
I have a
Or
dog you
key.
could use.
That works too.
Oh,
Just kidding, chat. I'm just kidding. I love all animals. Well, except for snakes. They don't qualify. They're not animals. They're
yeah,
fucking
I'll kick him once and then look through his stuff, and then I'll
Oh.
move on to the other one and look through his stuff.
You do find his small coin purse, and it's got about 10 silver. And
Yeah.
you kick him, and just roll like roll a d6
Roll D6.
with advantage.
A
So you
6.
roll it twice. 6, okay. Baby, you kind of, I don't know.
Do I want to roll lower or higher? Doesn't matter. I rolled 2 6s. So
Let's go. Kind of the mood that you've had this evening, and realizing that you're a lot more annoyed than you realized. You kick a little bit harder than you anticipate. It's not one of those like a little cock back, and you kind of give him like a fucking bitch. It's more of like you take a step back and you do like you're doing a soccer kick, and you
Yeah,
give
you're
him
not wrong.
you give him like a right to the ribs, and you hear and like you can hear a crunch, and you feel a little giveaway on the sides of the rib where you kick him. And
Damn.
like a splotch of blood kind of comes out the side of the mouth
Okay.
where his broken
gonna
jaw kind of hanging.
act like that didn't happen, and walk over to the other one and search the other one as well.
Okay, roll investigation. As he is just bleeding out, like blood is just
Hey,
everywhere.
finally. 21.
21. You find a basic dagger. You find like 3 coin, like 3 copper. And you find some dried meat of some sort.
Okay, so if this one has 3 copper, and the other one had 10 silver, my comment that he was the one taking all the gold wasn't that far off.
Or one just smarter than the other one, and he's holding on to it. Who knows?
Okay. Well, that was a lot more. That fight was a lot more fun than fighting with Axel and Nova.
It was a little too easy for my taste.
I
Did
think
we
we've
just
gotten
get a
stronger.
crap?
Maybe.
We're not really alley cats anymore.
No, I guess we're not.
That don't mean this doesn't feel like home.
Sure does. Reminds me a lot of home. Same goons.
Well, these ones had about as much success as a lot of them did back in Dollar. Though we had to work a little harder back then.
Definitely had to know a lot more means of escape as well. Kind of sighs, and the mood kind of resumes back to the not so cheerful.
I'll step back down kind of where we were chilling. I'm gonna pull out my my augury materials.
Like away from the bodies.
Maybe 100 feet away. Far enough, you know. And I'm just kind of, this is more just like we're all sitting here, the conversation's gone away, we're all just sitting here quietly, and I'm kind of just bored, kind of moving stuff around. But I am gonna cast augury, and the only action is heading to the desert, and it's what's on my mind. I don't know anything about it, but I'm just what's coming. It's not going to give much. It only gives you can read what it does, but I'm not really expecting much. I'm not even taking it that seriously. Just kind of, it's like equivalent to digging in the dirt.
Course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes.
Guess that wouldn't be in the next 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair. I'll just kind of be
man,
kicking the bones around and just I'll just kind of collect them all up and put them in the back of my pocket and realize nothing's going to come of it.
I was gonna say, we'll go with like you get everything out and you begin to kind of cast the spell and you think on it a little bit longer and you realize, it just doesn't feel like the right time.
Yeah.
Yeah. The longer you sit, the more you're like, no, not here, not right now. Anybody else?
And with the last bite of my food, I'll reach out to Patience. It's like a half ripped side of a cheese curd. You sure you don't want anything?
Sai takes it, eats it without a word.
Sophia will lean back, put her hands behind her head. And just kind of close her eyes and relax for a bit.
Okay. As 100 feet down the alleyway, somebody's bleeding out profusely, and you
Oh,
can
yeah.
hear the groans of somebody else like rolling around trying to get themselves farther away from you.
That's true. How is Evelyn dealing with that?
I was just gonna say, Evelyn, you're standing kind of around the group when you watched all this happen, and now Sophia just kind of sits down, leans back, relaxes as Patience kind of does the same thing across from her on a bench that's down this alleyway.
Listen, she has not grown up with the social experience to navigate this situation.
Well, I'm asking.
So I feel like she's like, do I help them? Do I leave them? I think I should leave them. I think those were bad people. I feel like we committed a crime.
No,
But
it
I'm
was
also
self-defense.
depleted on spell slots, so like, fuck those guys.
KB, I think you said you were kind of roaming to meet up with them, or are you just doing your own thing?
Well, I wasn't sure where they were going, so I think when I left Axel and Nova, I was just kind of gonna slowly make my way back to the beans.
Okay. Sounds good. Roll a perception check, just out of curiosity.
6.
6? Okay, never mind. The food is good, the snacks are good, whatever you're kind of getting as you walk down this path and you kind of make like a large loop towards the beans. Nova and Axel. Nova, you kind of are still walking down and you, at a certain point, you actually lost sight of both of them as you watch them kind of stop and get off the main path. The three of them kind of disappeared.
Look at Axel. Do you want to go and check in with the beans? I know we have some things for them.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. Be good to drop these materials off as soon as we can.
Yeah, and at least let them know the mine is hopefully all cleared out now too.
Mhm.
All right, let's do it. I'll start making my way towards the beans. Making my way downtown.
Okay. Anybody else for the time being? No? Okay.
Now I'm just gonna shuffle down and sit beside Sophia. I'm very obviously uncomfortable.
Every like 5 or so minutes, you kind of hear like a gurgle down the little like alleyway. Somebody groan. But you guys kind of settle in as Sophia and Patience really seem to get pretty comfortable, actually. As this is happening, KB, you kind of make a large loop towards the beans. So we'll say for expediency, moments later, you find yourself kind of meandering around the ring, and you find yourself back at the beans. The lights are dim, but lights are on. Somebody's there.
So I didn't clarify. Is this their house or the shop?
Shop.
Okay.
Are you heading to the shop, or are you heading back to the house?
I guess if I see the shop and it looks like they're probably there, I'd probably go in there.
Okay.
And I would just see if I can find a seat, and if they're in there, I would just say, "Hey, we."
Hello, KB. Welcome back.
Yeah, we came from the mine.
How are you doing?
We're all fine. We'll give you a full kind of status report once everybody makes it back here. I was
I
just gonna
see.
sit and rest for a few minutes till they arrive, if that's okay.
Yeah, you look a little beat up. Do you want to be sitting out here, or would you rather sit somewhere else?
This is fine. I think we were all gonna meet up around here, so
Okay. Well,
yeah.
I'm kind
No,
of
it's good.
wrapping up here in the shop. Mr. Harold is taking his time in the back. He said he's waiting for somebody. But I was gonna close up the front shop here in a little bit and take off. If you would like to join me, or you can stay here with Harold.
Yeah. I guess I'll join you. Are you heading back to the house?
I am gonna leave here.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll walk with you then. Sure.
All right, sounds good. And she kind of begins to gather up her bags and like some other stuff, and you watch as she kind of empties the money out of the cash the drawer, and you watch she puts it into her coin purse and kind of packs a bunch of other things up and gives you a nod and starts walking towards the front door. As you can hear, kind of in the back, like loud banging noises and moving of items and
Work being done.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll just walk with her back to the house. I'm making an assumption that when the others get to the shop and they see that it's closed, that they'll probably do the same.
Okay. So you guys do take off. We will say about 10, 15 minutes roughly goes by, as Axel and Nova you guys find yourself coming around the corner, and you do see the beans. It's low lit, but you do see kind of the back of the building that's like, it just seems very lit up. Like either a furnace is running or something's happening. You do kind of hear the tanging of metal on metal.
Walk inside.
Okay. The lights are pretty much low lit or off. Like all the candles snuffed out in the front. But you do see lights coming from the back.
I imagine Harold is back there, so I'll make my way back to where he likely is working.
As you kind of get closer, you smell kind of like some incense, and you notice the drapes are kind of like a white and like a thick leather. Looks like it had been changed out to a certain extent, and you begin walking through. And as you take about 3 steps in, you watch as Harold suddenly turns around, walks in your direction. No, you can't come any further. We are doing something in here right now, and I'm getting it prepared. Oh, Axel, welcome. Did you get it?
Sir, yeah, I got this stuff.
Good, come. And he like pushes you both aside and looks at you, Nova. Sorry, you can't come in right now. Really important stuff. You come with me. And he like grabs Axel and he begins kind of pulling you along. And he pulls you along, and awkwardly in the corner, he takes off Axel's shield, and like he's pulling the sword and the shield off, and he begins to unbutton Axel's shirt and kind of like tries, like he's taking it off. Not stripping you, but he's like taking off your shirt, actually letting it happen. He's kind of like moving hastily.
I'll definitely be surprised, but yeah, I won't like resist.
Okay. He like starts he pulls the shirt down to like your waist, and he like pulls it around and ties it behind you. Okay, good. And he like puts his hands up on your shoulders. Good struck, sir. Yes, this'll do fine. Okay. And he all of a sudden he grabs this white powder behind, like in like this like a lineman's pouch type deal that sits behind him. And you watch as he begins to like smear it on Axel's shoulders, on his chest, and like on the top of his head, and he's like kind of rubbing it in a little bit, and then he takes his fingers and he makes like lines on Axel. Okay. I haven't done this in a long time.
Wait out front, because I'm not allowed.
And okay. Where is it?
Oh, very quickly. Spread out the portable hole. First, I will give him the large chunk of mithril.
Okay.
Then I will give him. I'll unwrap the bullet hide, which I put the heart in the middle of, and I'll give him the heart. And then what else was there? There's 2 more things. Oh yeah, I'll take out the bottle of ethanol and I'll give him the eyes of the basilisk. And then lastly, sort of like almost like ashamedly, he'll pull out the chunk of bullet hide that he managed to secure and say, I couldn't secure a bigger piece. I'm sorry.
It's okay. This is more than enough. And these are perfect.
He's looking at the heart and the eyes and the mithril and the bullet, the hide, and he's kind of like rubbing it. He's like on his knees, like excitingly running his hands over all of it.
Okay.
And then he takes the heart and the eyes, and you watch he turns around, and like a mortar, he pours them into one thing and just begins to like mush them into like a jelly together. And then he takes it and he kind of like walks in the back, and you hear him like scurrying around, setting things down. And he grabs the mithril and he takes it in the back, and then you hear like some clanging and something being thrown. And moments later, he comes back out, grabs the hide, brings it back in there, and you kind of hear something else going on, like some stretching or whatnot. And he comes back in.
Okay, I'm ready.
And he brings you kind of to the back. And as he does, you see kind of everything like set out in a certain area. You notice how everything's been cleaned, and you see like candles burning pretty much everywhere, and kind of like a smell of incense.
All right, Axel. I haven't done this in a long time, but we're going to make a special weapon today. But I'm not going to make it. I'm going to finish it. You are going to put a piece of yourself into your sword.
Oh shit.
You are going to create your sword. It will be an extension of yourself. Are you ready? I'm so excited.
I'm ready.
Let's do this.
And he pulls you to the hammer and the where he has the mithril sitting in, and it's heating up. And you can see it's like forming. So we're gonna do 4 checks, and it's gonna be a strength and dexterity. And then I'll combine it and it'll even out to a certain whatever. And depending on those rolls together and how they sit, will determine how well you shape your weapon.
Okay.
And how well it holds together. So the room has become extremely warm. You kind of see why, as he also is down to this like leather tunic that he's stripped back now, and you guys are both kind of bare chest. You already find yourself sweating, even though you're used to the heat of the desert. Being this close to the fire, and the fire is extremely hot, hotter than most blacksmiths that you've kind of witnessed and been around. They keep it pretty steadily hot. This almost seems to be like a different type of fire, like something like magical or something else. It's creating this fire to be almost extremely hot, but you're still able to be within a certain distance. But he takes his 2 tongs out.
Okay, you ready?
And he grabs hold of the mithril. He gave you a couple instructions prior to this, kind of like how to hold the hammer, how to kind of come down, like where he wants you to hit on it. And that's the 4 strikes. You're gonna kind of use that to make your Kopesh. So, the first strike is he grabs the tongs and he takes the mithril and he pulls it out quickly. Strike! You take your hammer up and you aim for the piece of mithril and you come down.
What's the first one? Is it strength or dexterity?
Either one.
Okay.
It'll be strength and dexterity.
Okay, got it. Gotcha. 11.
Okay, 11. Then roll dexterity. Probably
15.
15. Okay. Do. 11. 15. Okay. You strike that first part of the base of the mithril that he pulls out, and you watch as he quickly shifts it back into the fire.
Okay, that was good, but gotta hit a little bit harder. Gotta be a little more center. Okay, second one, here we go.
And he brings it back out, and you can see the metal is pretty it's like glowing like an ember almost. And you take the hammer up and you come down again.
22. And
Nice.
dexterity is 19.
19. Okay.
Hell
This
yeah.
Big
time,
money.
listening
No
to
whammies.
to Harold, you take into fact where he's telling you gotta swing and it's gotta be accurate. And this time you hold up and you aim and you come down middle hard, or like in the middle center of it, and you come down extremely hard, and you hit it with a nice bing, and he comes back up and you watch as Harold is smiling now as he shifts it back into the fire. Okay, 2 more times. Good job, good job. And he waits a couple moments and he brings it back out of the fire and you take the hammer up and you come down as he pulls it right out.
20
Okay.
on the strength, 9 on the dexterity.
20, okay. Okay. You bring up really, and you're so very excited that you just swing heavy and you come down hard, but you just kind of barely hit the metal, and instead of hitting it nice and center and making that nice twang and flattening it, you watch as you kind of hit it and you glance off the side, and the metal is kind of like you hit it and flatten only a portion of it. You watch as Harold brings it back in. Okay. We can fix that. One more time. Make or break, big boy. Here we go. And he brings it back out.
Okay. 20 on the strength,
Okay.
6 on the dexterity.
Fucking dex.
Okay. So you did all right. You had more successes than you had failures. So you bring it up, and just kind of nervous now, you bring it up, and this time you aim and you hit hard, but you kind of glance over the top of the metal, and he quickly grabs the hammer, and he's like, oh no, and he starts like clang, 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 and you see as he quickly like folds the metal as best as he can. And you're watching as he's putting it in the fire, and he's like rotating it in his hand and bringing it back, and clang, 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 and he keeps moving the metal back and forth, and he keeps putting it in and out of the fire. Okay. This blade is part of you. It will become you. Give something to the fire. It must feed something from you. Hair, fingernail, flesh, blood, something. It must quench the blade.
Yeah, I will take out one of my tomahawks and I will make a big gash alongside my right forearm.
Okay. And he folds it into the fire, and as he brings it back out, Axel takes his tomahawk and just strikes down the forearm, and you watch as it kind of does like a spray and hits the whole blade. And he takes his hammer and smears it along the blade, and as it does, the blade lights like runes, almost carved into them, lights up around the whole Kopesh. She sings. Ha! Oh, she sings. And he puts it back into the fire, and he brings it out and he rotates it. And as he does, he puts his hand into that jelly of the heart and the eyes, and you watch as he takes with he has like a gloved hand, and he smears it along the whole Kopesh. And as he does, and he kind of takes it around and he brings it back down the other way, and he turns, you watch as the blade begins to kind of steam and hizzle my schnizzle,
Oh,
hiss.
shizzle minus.
You watch as the blade kind of hisses and begins to like steam, and then just goes like deathly cold. And for a second you're like, whoa, and he's like, hey, watch this. And he taps a piece of wood, and as he taps the piece of wood, it turns to stone. Whoa. Okay. That was good. You know, I will finish this tonight, and I will speak to you tomorrow. Very good. And he slaps you on the shoulder, and for someone who's a little like quite a bit smaller than you, Axel, and you wouldn't guess it, but as he slaps you in the shoulder, it kind of does that, like catches you off guard, and like you actually like move a foot to the right. You're like, oh fuck, like I kind of stumbled.
Well, he
Like,
works
a
with
little-
metal all the time.
Yeah,
He's strong.
a little stronger than he anticipates, but you now coming to your senses a little bit, you realize you are just drenched in sweat. like just drenched, like your hair is matted down. You find like that white powder is kind of running off of you now, and you're just soaked.
Oh, this will be a gorgeous blade when it is done.
You really think so?
Let me put on the finishing touches. I will see you tomorrow. Eh?
Understood, sir.
Eh.
And you watch him. He sticks it back into the fire, and you can see him like slowly turning it now. At this part, Nova, you would have been sitting outside for close to about an hour. As the hour kind of goes by, and Axel kind of comes walking out, kind of in this like chalk that's been wet down and like matted to him, and he's got a little BO to him. Got a little BO.
I'm gonna kind of furrow my brows and look at him like, what the hell did you just go through? And as I'm looking at him, I'm gonna prestidigitate, because that's the better, more fun way to say it. To clean him up.
With sort of like a look of like bewilderment on his face. Yeah, he gives a gesture of like appreciation. He says, a smithing technique that I've never even read about. I mean, I've read about metallurgy, but nothing like that.
Really? Yeah, you guys were in there for quite some time. Did it go well?
I think so. I hope so.
Well, good. Is he finished with it, or does he need more time?
He'll be done with it by tomorrow.
Excellent. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
Can only imagine if Harold is part of it. It's got to be amazing. We've seen what he can do before.
Absolutely.
Did you help him make it?
I guess I did most of it. I guess. I'm not really sure. I guess he's just putting the finishing touches on it.
Oh, wow. Then it's extra special if you made it.
Yeah. Guess it is, isn't it?
I'm gonna have a big grin on my face, kind of seeing how probably slightly joyful I can tell he is about the experience. It's gonna be very uplifting. Well, should we head back to the Beans house then?
Yeah, probably.
And I'll start heading for. Well, actually, I would have. Would I have been outside or just in the front of the shop?
Just in the front of the shop.
Okay, yeah.
Or like front door-ish type area, but yeah.
Okay, probably would have found a magazine or something. Sat in the corner for an hour. How long does this kid's haircut take?
A while.
Yeah.
The Weekly Oracle.
Weekly Oracle. The Hammer Times. Alright, I'll head out the door with Axel then.
Okay.
Probably chit-chat with him as we're walking. Kind of asking him about what happened and
Learn
what it
how to
was
be the
like.
best fighter with this one trick. Doctors hate him.
7. Oh, no, never mind. No, I was gonna say, they always have those little blurbs in the front, like 7 ways to da-da-da-da or whatever. Rabbit hole.
I have definitely been pestering Sophia and Patience with questions about growing up in dingy alleyways.
Well, the bread can be, kind of hard to come by sometimes. At least shit that isn't moldy, but we lived. Made the most of it.
Why Why were you on your own?
Oh,
Parents didn't care.
yeah.
One day I knew them,
good way to
and
sum it up.
one day they were gone. Hard to buy a
That's-
home when you're 6.
That's so sad. My parents were so great. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I mean, we found one.
You can be my family.
Mm.
Aw.
I don't have any family anymore.
Sophia will put a arm over Evelyn.
Join the club.
I guess it explains why you guys are so tough now.
Have to learn to be. Only way to live. Only way to survive.
When the going gets tough, you gotta get going.
When the going gets tough, you knock them out and take their money?
I mean, if they come at you, you know. Sometimes you
Finders
can just
keepers.
tell them off. You know, they'll leave you alone, but they come
Yeah,
at you and they underestimate you, and then, you know,
Yeah, sometimes the birds used to steal my spellcasting components when I was gathering them. Raccoons too? Awful.
better than the birds stealing the bread you just stole. I fucking hate those things. Now I guess I have a different perspective.
Couldn't you just eat the bird?
Ah. Not for a while they were pretty hard to catch. But eventually food became
Patience
less of an issue.
Sophia's gonna start laughing.
At what?
I remember you trying to catch a bird.
And failing pretty fucking miserably. It was until
It wasn't pretty.
well, until Eamon showed me how. That was different. He didn't teach me to catch them to eat them. Taught me how to, you know, get them to eat out of my hand. Which was cool and all, but I liked his lessons on how to beat the shit out of people even better.
Part of why we... Not the main reason we left, but one of the reasons I wanted to leave Dollar, and one of the reasons I study magic is I want to make lives better, easier for other people like us. How we ran into KB. He was trying to do the same thing.
You are making lives better. Look at the beans.
We got the ways to go, and
Well, we have the small issue of Patience's soul, but
Smallish.
Whatever. That'll
Fine.
work itself out.
our main goal right now is finding Aomen.
My teacher, my trainer.
I don't know
and
what
I
he
guess
was.
Our
He was our
dad.
father. He was
Yeah.
our dad.
where you're looking for him?
Not really. We know where he is, but getting there is not going to be easy. Nor will it be safe.
I still have to find. Oh my god, what was the name of them? Guys, what was the name of the assassins?
Which assassins? Wait, what?
Oh man. I don't have my notes in front of me, so I'm like struggling. Ginger group of assassins that I was investigating when I joined.
Silent Fang.
Silent
Oh,
Fang.
yeah.
That's it. I knew there was an S in there.
It has been a while since those guys were brought up.
Well, we got distracted helping the beans.
Yeah, Arya asked us to look into multiple things, and we haven't really looked into any of them yet.
No, but I think taking this job from Ufrin's probably the top priority.
I asked Axel this question, and his answer is what I expected, because Nova told him to. But why are you helping us?
Why am I helping you?
Yeah, there's nothing
not.
really that. I mean,
Well,
keeps you with us, is there?
you said you'd help me with the Silent Fang, but that was before this whole issue with the beans came up, and then the contract.
I don't mean necessarily that we didn't agree to we help you, you help us. I mean, well, we're clearly not as functional as you probably had hoped.
No,
That's
this group
putting
is a
it
little
lightly.
dysfunctional, but I think that everybody has good intentions in this group. And although
That's-
Axel scares me a little bit, I do enjoy the companionship.
In a way, he makes me feel safer.
Oh, the truth.
Yeah, this
hurts.
dark alley would be a little bit less creepy without him. Not that you guys weren't great, but he really scares me.
Nah. He just pisses me the fuck off.
Well,
Even when I'm trying to do the right thing, he still doesn't fucking give me the time of day.
Maybe he's jealous of you.
I think he's
I mean-
insecure.
He doesn't have a cool nickname like you do.
Nah.
But his name in general
Furball's
is
not
cooler.
as cool.
He's a god in an alternate universe, guys. Okay.
Just
That's
wanna
true.
remind you of
What? What are you even talking about? There are other universes? What's a universe, actually?
I think
Patience is not a reader.
I think he's just insecure, and it manifests as arrogance.
Guess. I just don't get it.
Metapigeon.
I don't know what to do to get anything through that thick fucking skull of his.
Well, you
Metapigeon what?
Yeah, it's a Metapigeon. You guys don't
Oh,
know
you-
shit. Ask
I
questions.
don't.
No, we
Ask
fucking
questions.
don't. But he's not exactly forthcoming, is he?
She's
Ask
making
questions.
a judgment of his behavior based on what she knows
It's
about.
not arrogance.
Exactly.
I don't know that.
Nah, it's just a stick up his
Oh,
ass.
Fuck off, pigeon. Guys, you
Same
hear that
thing.
pigeon up there? Get out of here, pigeon.
No, we just talked about catching birds.
He did.
She's too afraid to go ask Axel, like, hey, homie, what's your story?
Oh, but that would solve
He's-
so many problems. people start asking.
Would he actually
questions.
tell anyone though? Would he actually
You
tell
don't know.
anyone?
Nobody's asked.
Maybe I will.
Maybe
Maybe.
I'm gonna-
Adam.
I'll,
I'm
like,
gonna-
I'll get back to the beans. I'm like, listen, guys, we're gonna have sit down, group therapy session. KB, do your.
He can be hired.
That'll be at 100 gold per hour.
Holy fuck.
Well, just know, patience, that I'll always think you're the better fighter. And you've certainly won more fights than he has. So,
Look what you just did to those
That's
two
true.
guys.
I do have a record.
you have a record.
Those guys are questioning their life choices right now.
I mean,
One of
one's
them, I
dead.
think, is probably not in a position to question shit.
One
He can
is no
reflect on the
longer
afterlife.
in the world of living.
True.
I wish I knew how to make it so he'd get under your skin a little less. And to be honest, he gets under mine as well, but I trust Nova and I trust Axel won't do anything Nova doesn't ask. Despite what we want to admit, if we're gonna go after Donovan, we need their help. We need everyone's help.
Well, yeah, the last time I tried to 1v1 him, that didn't end well.
Well, you have my spell casting focus. It was a Lord of the Rings reference, in case that just like.
Imagine the look on Donovan's face when he gets mauled by a little spider. Sorry, ladybug.
Mauled by a ladybug.
Yeah.
Or a little
man.
frog. I'll pick the most ridiculous wild shape.
Oh, I cannot wait to see the look on his face. That's
When
for
a
damn sure.
Canadian goose bites his toes.
I suppose we should start heading back, huh?
Sophia will yawn and before they start to worry.
For everyone except for a certain someone starts to worry.
He'd worry if Nova told him to.
My
Yeah,
God.
otherwise he couldn't be fucking asked to care if I was alive or dead. Probably.
When we go to leave and walk past that guy, can I inflict wounds on him just to put him out of his misery?
Oh my god.
Yep.
One of us. One of us.
Okay.
Wow.
So you guys are
Murder,
leaving. You guys are
murder.
leaving the alleyway.
Well,
one
his
of
friends.
them-
Listen,
I would
It's-
probably have steered us as far away from those guys as possible. We don't want to go back to the scene of the crime.
we're like 100 feet away. We're not even that far.
Yeah, but we're not going back that way.
Fine.
Somebody's probably already seen that.
He's just gonna have to suffer, I guess, you guys.
Well, then he shouldn't have fucking stabbed me. I'm sorry. What do you want me to do? Pat him on the back and tell him it's all gonna be okay as he twists the knife into my shit? Hell no.
Chastised child just gonna follow.
After the little scolding happens, and you guys walk in the opposite direction, what are the rest of you doing?
Wondering if KB made it back to the beans. No, he had some alone time with Sarah.
Ooh.
You did.
Aw, aw.
Uh-oh.
No.
Yep.
Yeah, we can just fade to black here.
We're doing it to your characters now, Ginge.
Yeah.
Sarah's being tamed by KB.
You realize that I am the DM.
And
I might just spawn in your long lost lover and make you pregnant. I don't know.
Damn.
Oh, you forgot you had a child 10 years ago. No, I'm just kidding.
Damn.
Listen, there's enough of that going around. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. Noah's like, I'm done. Fuck this. All right. Well, if nobody else is doing anything, we will say, you guys all kind of make your way back towards the beans slowly. Kind of each one of you guys meandering in at your own times. But KB, you are the first one there, obviously, with Mrs. Bean. As she begins to kind of make supper, you guys make small talk. You're talking, you kind of explain to her, I'm assuming you explained to her a little bit what happened in the mine. You kind of give her a lowdown on what happened with everything. Do you want to do that, or do you want to skip forward? Anything you would like to say to Sarah Bean?
No, I don't think so. I think we can skip forward. I would kind of tell her.
Tell her she's got a fat ass.
tell her she's got a yacht.
She got a
I would probably give her like as little information as feasible. But I'll tell her if she asks. I'll tell her kind of what happened in the mines and that they should be good to go now and everything like that.
Okay.
And then like an hour later, Nova
I was
and
gonna say a
Axel.
while later. I would say Sophia's group probably gets back before Axel's group. You guys, even after everything that happens, you guys kind of still meander in about an hour later. And as you do, supper is being made. You notice KB kind of sitting in the living room as Mrs. Bean is kind of what seems like preparing something to eat. And she smiles at the rest of the group as she welcomes you guys in. And about another 30 minutes beyond that, Axel and Nova come walking through. So in the meantime, Sophia, Patience, and Evelyn, is there anything you would like to say, do before the rest of the group kind of meets up?
I think we've taken
Honestly,
up enough screen time.
Yeah, honestly, I think I would. Knowing Patience isn't hungry, we've already eaten. I might check if there's anything that looks particularly scrumptious on the table, and then maybe like grab a handful of it and just carry it back to our room and eat it there. But Sophia would be interested in getting back to the room, pulling out that carpet, and spending some time trying to figure out what this thing is that she found.
Oh, okay. It's soup is what's being made. There's soup and fresh bread.
So I might take like one little piece of
More
bread.
soup. We'll go to the next aisle.
Sophia's
only
just
soup.
addicted to the frickin' bread.
Oh, absolutely.
Yummy.
And you guys make your way back to your room. And you kind of just
I'd
begin
probably
to eat.
close the door just to give Patience and I some privacy. I don't think we really want to talk with anyone else tonight.
Okay. Sounds good. As you guys head up to your room and begin to munch on the bread, and do you guys take any soup with you?
No.
Okay. And moments later, Axel and Nova, you guys come waltzing through the door.
Smelling dinner. I'll probably move over to the dinner table and take a seat.
Sarah smiles, dishes you both up a bowl, and sets it on the table in front of you. So, how did it go? Where's Harold? Is he staying behind? Did he say anything?
Yeah, he's finishing up a piece. It sounds like.
Oh, okay.
But that should hopefully be back soon.
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
If he's finishing up a piece, that means he'll be up all night.
oh,
so-
well.
He's quite eccentric when it comes to his weapons.
I can tell. Well, I guess we won't see him tonight then.
Most likely not.
I'll take a bite of the soup. And probably while eating, I'll explain a little bit about the mines and what we ran into, what we fought, we killed, what we found.
Babies.
I'll talk about the elf lady a little bit. Killed the babies, kicked the snake into the abyss. That's gonna come back and have its own little side story after this campaign.
Yeah. Be a boss.
Yeah. Yeah, basically just fill her in about the whole adventure.
She sits and has soup with you both and listens to the whole thing. Completely involved and just like listening. Yeah. KB, are you doing anything or just kind of hanging out in the living room? Or do you leave and go upstairs as well?
Yeah, I think I'll try to leave and go upstairs and hit the hay as soon as reasonable.
Yeah, it's there's Harold and Sarah's room. There's one other bedroom that Patience and Sophia have taken. The door's closed. You do see kind of like a candle or something that must be on, and you hear kind of like shuffling and something heavy being put on a bed. There's like kind of a hallway that goes down to like one of those like like the windows, and it has like the book shelves where you can like sit on it and sit against the window and like read a book. There's like one of those on the back side. And that's about it for upstairs.
Yeah, I guess I just realized I've been sleeping in the main living space here.
Yep.
I don't want to do that. I will if there's just like a nook somewhere upstairs, like a reading nook. I'll take my bed pack and sleep there. That should be fine.
Yeah. Yep, you come around that corner where Sophie and Patience had kind of gone into the room and locked themselves away, and you do see that little like book nook, like cranny that's up against the window. Easily perfect size for you.
Yeah, I'll just get my dirt down and try to sleep.
Okay, and then where's Treble? It is a That is what you discover. As you find yourself sitting in your room, Evelyn, Nova, or Axel, anything, as you guys are kind of talking to Sarah, and you guys are kind of giving her the rundown of the mine. It begins to get late. She kind of stands up and begins to kind of clean off the tables, put dishes away, clean things up.
Well, my little plant and I don't have a room. We've been sticking in the living room. Do they have like a little side yard where like people wouldn't see me, but I could like go sleep out under the stars with a bedroll?
There is a backyard that's walled in. Yep.
Go in there.
Okay. You go out to the backyard on the grass, roll out a bedroll, and it's dark and quiet and comfy, and the stars are above you, or what looks like stars.
Well, I know it's not super being with nature, but it feels better than being in a house.
Yeah.
After finishing dinner and finishing talking with Sarah, I'll bid her good night. And then look at Axel. Yeah, your shit's going blurry. Yeah, it went back. Ready for bed?
Yeah.
get up from the table and start heading. There's a rug that showed up.
How do I get rid of it?
I'm like sitting here and I'm like, hey, why is there a rug?
Why is there a rug? I'll head for the door to go to the side of the house where we usually do the chalk door.
Yeah.
And once I'm outside with Axel and we're setting up the door, and just comment, well, it seems like the group kind of hates us, don't they?
I don't think hate is the word they would attach to you.
Oh, distrust. You know, think we're keeping secrets and doing our own thing, and I don't know. High levels of dislike, maybe.
Everyone has secrets.
Yeah, and so do they. But, of course, we're the bad guys for having secrets. I wouldn't say that we have secrets, they just don't ask any questions.
Would you tell them if they did ask?
Well, funny thing is, Patience maybe doesn't realize it, but she knows a little bit about my secret.
You sort of see him flinch.
Actually, I don't remember. Did I tell Axel about Patience meeting with Inari? I don't think I did.
I saw it when you set up my meeting with her.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Oh yeah, she said it.
Okay, so then if anything, I would say, well, if you remember, Patience met with Inari, maybe hasn't connected the dots, but I feel like it was kind of laid out pretty plainly for her to realize there's something.
He still emits the same response.
I don't know.
Seems like something about that pained him a little.
That's why I've been kind of trying to distance myself, because I really don't. I know the question might be there, and I don't know if I want to answer it or how I would. I feel like that's a secret I have to keep, and if I were to share it, I feel like there would be even more distrust. So I don't know.
We will.
I suppose if I was presented with the opportunity, at that moment, I guess it would be dependent on how I was feeling, but it's really hard to say right now because nobody's asked anything. What about you? They wanted to know about you. Would you tell them?
We will.
And what was that?
He sort of mumbled something under his breath. You couldn't tell what it was.
Oh, literally, because I couldn't tell what it was. Perfect. So then I would say in character. What did you say?
Why?
Why?
What she said to her.
Oh, Inari to Patience?
He nods.
Well, Anari kind of has a little bit of skin in the game, right? And I guess probably sees it that Patience protected her as well. She obviously trusts her somewhat. She maybe sees more than I can.
He stopped to drawing the doorway about like 70% of the way through. Now he's just like looking at his open palm. And he says, she asked her to watch over you. Does she think I'm not enough? You see, like, this is a bit of a spot of wounded pride for him.
I don't think that at all. I think she just probably wants anyone who can help or keep me safe to continue doing that. I don't think it was more like, I need you to protect her because Axel can't. I know she doesn't think that or feel that because I can't help but know differently.
He sort of grumbles a little bit. He doesn't seem like he's entirely convinced, but your answer has placated him for now.
Oh, no. Trust me, if we were in a tough situation or any kind of bind, and I had to choose between the two of you, there'd be no question. I trust you above all others in any situation. And I know you're capable.
Sort of gives a wry smile and finishes the doorway up.
As you finish, I'm gonna scratch behind your ear. Don't get in your head about it.
I'll do my best not to.
And I will walk inside the, I believe we picked kind of a treehouse style, if I recall. It's been a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Cozy little treehouse. Evelyn would probably enjoy this. Out of character.
I want a treehouse.
I'll go over to my bed and lay down, put my arms underneath my head and stare up at the ceiling. Just kind of replay the day and everything that we have coming up.
As you guys each relax into your beds and the dreams kind of overtake you. Some of excitement, some of fear, some of sadness. You guys each get your long rests as you are greeted with the morning.
Greeted with the morning.
What you guys doing? Day is yours.
I want to get out of bed. I'm eepy.
Eepy.
I'm eepy.
And then, just for reference, you have one more day to leave Molten Hammer.
Yep. Well, no, we have one more day until we're supposed to meet with, what's his
Yes.
face?
but you're supposed to be gone. Because remember, you have once you get the package,
You
once
leave like
once you line it up,
immediately.
you're
Gotta leave.
supposed to. You have basically the fortnight to be gone. You have a certain amount of days to deliver it.
Hmm.
So, give me a quick recap of the logistics of how that is supposed to work.
You are supposed to meet up with an individual. This individual, you are supposed to speak a catchphrase, and
But he's here in Molten Hammer, right?
he is here in Molten Hammer.
Okay.
You are supposed to meet him somewhere behind something. A catchphrase will be had, a conversation will be had after that. It will be explained to you what to do further, and from that, you will receive the package and deliver it.
Yeah, I think KB doesn't know the details of this, right? It was in the letter.
Correct.
Axel knows. And
I know Axel
Patience.
read it, and Patience read it, but I don't think
Mhm.
the rest. Did anyone else? I know that KB did not. Did anyone else read it? Actually, read through it?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
Which sucks because I've had a note on something I wanted to ask Axel about for like ever, but until it gets brought up, I can't ask it. So
Well, ain't that about a bitch?
But
Guess they're
the
asking
day greets
questions.
you. Sarah has not gotten up yet. It looks like she's sleeping in herself. But you guys can kind of, especially you, Evelyn, that's outside. You can kind of hear birds. That's what you think that they are, or something.
wonder if Sophie and Patience would want to catch them.
I as a player did not remember this, but I think that KB, as the character of KB, would have remembered to just get some dirt from the mine. Can we say that he had done that?
We can retro that. That's no big deal. Easy enough for you to kind of take a little scoop out of
Well,
a pile
sample.
somewhere. Yeah.
I've got a pile of dirt, and guess where I found it?
KB's got dirt on everyone.
Fuck
You
yeah,
do.
does.
Yeah.
He even got that dirt from underneath Nova.
Yeah.
KB's up in everyone's psyche.
Literally.
Dirt sniffer.
Got a dirty mind.
Well, just me and Sarah Bean here. KB was deep in her head.
Hey, yo.
Baby.
Hey.
Harold didn't come home last night. Perfect opportunity.
Hey.
Harold's
Sneaking
busy.
into that
Harold's
room at night.
busy.
I mean, we all know what laid out at the forge means.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. Tempering the
Noticed
steel.
KB's like
Mhm.
right
He's
outside.
hammering for sure.
Right
Quen-
outside the
Quen-
room. He
I
knows
told
that
you.
she didn't come home.
He's been on my
Hammering,
conspiracy board.
pounding, and nailing.
Mr. Bean has been on my conspiracy board since day one.
It all makes sense.
He's good with his tools.
Oh god.
Okay.
Hmm.
Anybody doing anything, or you just kind of you guys are just slowly getting up?
I would
Look at my
be
plant.
mildly antsy to go inside in the morning, knowing that Harold or hoping that Harold is back with a completed project.
Okay.
And I imagine
I'm
Axel
going
probably is too.
outside to do fucking Tai Chi in the garden.
Oh, hey friend. What are you doing out here?
Just wake up. Patience is on top of the wall. Just
Patience actually would probably be caught off guard by seeing Evelyn outside in
Yeah.
a bedroll.
Well,
I'm
wait,
gonna-
you've been out here the whole time?
Yeah. There's no
Oh.
room and I like to look at the fake stars. Reminds me of home.
Fair enough. I'm just don't mind me. I'm just doing my morning warm up shit.
Warm up shit.
I'm doing my
Yeah.
my morning plant inspection.
Stretching, doing that kind of.
Calisthenics.
Yeah, exactly.
Morning warm up shit.
So where you put shit in a microwave?
Yeah. You nuke that shit.
Oh, that's bad, bro.
Axel and Nova, you guys kind of make your way inside.
Yeah. When Nova gets up, Axel would be up as usual. What he's doing this time is he's sitting on the floor, sort of cross-legged. His greatsword is off his back. It's sort of he's holding it in his two hands. As you get up, you hear him over. Croses dun kusen sarot, ku ravas do kansiv.
I'll watch quietly until he finishes.
That's all he says.
Okay. After he says that, I'm gonna ask, what were you saying, or what are you doing?
Morning. I was thanking it for its service and saying it deserves a good rest now.
Ah, preparing for the new weapon. That's beautiful.
I'm sure that that Derek showed it no love, so I figured I at least could.
Well, you've used it well, and it's lucky to have had you wielding it.
Thanks.
You guys are so cute.
Oh, but like the rest of the group thought that.
They don't get to see this side. It's so sad.
It'd make me sick.
You make me sick.
Well, you don't have culture, okay? Just a street rat.
I'll show you culture, motherfucker.
I'm a distinguished swordsman, okay? I have pride.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know
What
my,
the fuck ever.
These are the
know my
words
next-
that should have been said between the two of them.
I know
Street
what
rat.
my next one
no
shot's
culture.
gonna be.
Oh my god.
Street rat. I'm not like that.
Somebody's getting a fucking ass whooping in about 10 minutes.
I don't think he's rather tasty.
Oh my
Sorry,
God.
sorry.
What is that?
He's singing
Aladdin.
Aladdin.
Oh.
Get
Riff
out of
raff.
my
Street
stream.
rat.
Get out
I
of
know.
my
It's
stream.
been a
Try
million
that.
fucking years since I watched that movie.
If
Watch that
only
shit,
they'd
at
look
least.
closer, would they see a poor boy?
Speaking of Aladdin, Sophia will sleep in quite a bit past Patience, but if Patience is still doing her exercises outside like an hour later,
Yep.
Sophia would come out and roll the carpet out onto the lawn, kind of next to where Patience is doing her thing.
So you
Sit
roll
on it.
out a 4x6. 4x6. You roll a 4x6 dark blue carpet with kind of gold trims and kind of like an embroidery or a scene in the very middle of the carpet. And it's very elegant and looks very pretty as she kind of rolls it out on the grass next to you, Nova.
Next to Patience.
Or Patience, sorry. Well, Patience is kind of like up on the wall.
Yeah, so I guess it would be next to Evelyn. Yeah.
Or Evelyn, sorry.
Aren't you gonna get
And
that
then
thing
I
dirty?
would say the word Valantum.
And as she does, the carpet rises off the ground and it's just hovering there.
And
What
hover about
the
2
fuck?
feet off the ground.
Oh, I
Legit
read
magic
about a
carpet.
spell like that. It was in a book called You're a Wizard, Harry.
That's a correction. It's actually
Leviosa.
you're a sorcerer, Gary.
Oh.
Yeah, you're thinking of something else. Yeah.
Hmm.
One of KB's books.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Stop it, Ron.
Stop.
Revelio.
Flip to page
Ronald Weasley.
394.
Turn
As
to
she
page
does.
394.
As she does, the carpet rises off the ground and then begins to kind of hover, and every once in a while you see her kind of like jut it up and then come down, and then like she just sits and hovers.
Once I make
Yes.
my move, then
Eh?
you're free to check the king. No.
Sophia really
Run
wants to like
it!
try different things out with it, but like also doesn't want to distract Patience. So she's like, you'll see her like do something kind of cool like for about 2 inches and then stop and then act like nothing
Patience is
happened.
thoroughly distracting.
Not me, not Hermione. You. Okay, I'm done.
Yo.
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 But you do watch as she kind of brings it up, hovers closer to Patience, brings it back, and then she's just kind of like moving it back and forth, and it's actually pretty quick.
Ooh,
You can start a magic
that's
show,
fucking
Sophia.
sick.
I don't know why you're making carpets when you could be doing this.
I mean, can that thing hold more than just you?
Hop on.
All right. Kind of,
And I'll scoot up a little bit
Gingerly
to give
stepped
room
on.
for Patience behind me.
kind of like
1
foot on it first, like to see if it's stable. Oh,
Yeah, where you think it'll like give way and you'll just sink through, it's actually very firm, very sturdy.
oh shit! All right.
And I'll just start rising up again and get to about 12 feet before I
Okay.
hold it there. And
Guys, just kind of go
And
up.
I'm gonna act like it's out of control. Like, whoa, what's happening?
The carpet
I'm-
just kind of like
why
all of a
you
sudden
asking me?
starts swerving and like dipping down and like it's going all over the place and being weird.
Yeah, I'm
Sophia
just
puts like a
You know.
panic look on her face and then just stops.
Let's see. I'm gonna do a performance check. Yeah, 17 on my ability to act like this thing's out of control.
It's pretty believable, Patience. Pretty
Yeah.
believable.
See, oh, no, I don't. I don't see through this. Not at all. Insight fail.
Yeah, no, she's freaking out. The carpet's out of control. You guys are 12 feet up. It's bad.
Oh shit! I'll like pop off and do a tuck and roll at the bottom. Slow
You-
fall.
You jump out and like kind of like hit the top of the wall and then like push off and like roll onto the grass. You like look up like you're gonna catch Sophia. And
I'm so sorry. I was just joking. And then I'll slowly like descend next to you.
Ah, you fucking got me. Jesus. Ah. You had me going there.
The only weird thing is that the person who had this died from falling.
Well, they must not have been quick enough.
Only they could have opened it.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Still, that's pretty fucking sick. I mean, is it just 2 people? You think we could fit more on it?
Now I'll slowly turn my head toward Evelyn. And
Oh yeah, count me in.
no harm in trying.
All
I'm a
right, let's
little
limit
person.
test this bitch. Say we faff around with this thing for a little while.
It should be fine supporting the 3 of us as well.
As you guys are kind of hovering and messing around and going back and forth. KP actually, are you awake?
Yeah, I think once I hear Sophia and Patience, up and about, I'll get up.
You might hear us
Um,
screaming outside.
Well, roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say roll perception for me.
9.
9? Okay, never mind. Yeah, you kind of hear them, the door open, you kind of hear them walk out into the hallway and then, down and out the back door, and you kind of hear chatting and talking outside, but you don't really roll over and look out the window. You kind of just, like, get up and stretch and start to make your way
Yeah,
down the hallway.
I mainly just don't want to be the first one
Up.
up. So I'll, once I kind of hear movement, I'll just get up and pack my bag and things. I think KB probably assumes that um, since we've done what we came to Molten Hammer for, that we're probably leaving. So I'll kind of start to just pack up all my things and head down to the living room. Um, See what everyone's up to.
Okay. Nova and Axel.
Imagine after watching Axel kind of do final rites with his greatsword, we'll head out.
Yeah, after we exit the demiplane, he'll very quickly unfold the portable hole, put the greatsword in, and then fold it back up, tuck it in his pocket.
Okay. You guys make your way inside.
Yep.
Okay. You find, as you guys kind of come in, you see KB kind of like walking down the stairs and like towards the kitchen area. And you hear like chattering and talking outside. But right now nobody's else is in the living room area. You kind of hear some movement upstairs and you assume maybe Sarah's like waking up, but that's about it.
I'm actually gonna take a seat on the sofa. Just wait. I imagine the sound outside, I could probably make out that I hear either Patient's voice or something.
Yeah, you hear like Patience and Sophia joking around, and then like every once in a while you'll hear Evelyn like pop in a question or something.
Yeah, no, I won't go outside.
KB, are you just gonna keep walking?
Yeah, I guess I will. Yeah, I guess I will just kind of make my way down, and I'll set up my pack by the sofa and just sit there and wait for everyone to come in.
Yeah. I imagine KV kind of comes down, sets his backpack, he like plops himself up on the couch. Nova's on the other side of the couch. Axel's like standing there or he's sitting in a chair, and it's just awkward silence.
100%.
Just awkward.
Not
Just
looking.
you guys are kind of like not looking at each other, like you're looking at the floor, kind of like nodding your head, like moving around, like checking things out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying shit. I'll get out a little journal from my pack and start writing shit down.
Beat me to it. I'm gonna have my pack on my lap, just kind of like going through it and checking what I have in it. Maybe grab one of those jelly-filled pastries out and hand one to, or gesture to Axel to see if he wants one.
Yeah, he will accept. He's sitting right next to you. Currently, he's opened up his swordsmanship manual, and you see that he's turned it to a new section. This time, instead, not focusing on two-handed usage, but now focusing on one-handed usage. Where did I put the reference picture?
While this is happening, you do hear stirring, and you see Sarah come down in kind of like a morning robe type deal.
I'm also gonna hand a jelly-filled pastry towards KB.
Okay, I will accept and
Slaps out of
nods
her
with
hand.
thanks.
Fuck you, bitch.
I'll just give him like a nod, and then I'll eat mine as I kind of rifle through my pack, and then greet Sarah as she comes down.
Good morning. I'm pretty tired, but I'll easy breakfast this morning, and she like kind of pulls out like this big tub, and it looks to be like curds and whey of some like a whey or something like that, like a cold cereal.
Did Harold come back this morning?
No, not yet. He gets a little excited, and sometimes he doesn't come in till later in the day. But he should be home soon, hopefully. Depends on how much time he's putting into it.
All right. Oh, that's a cool picture. I'm gonna kind of glance over at Axel's book as he's reading it, and just kind of like lean in so I can see the page that he's reading.
Yeah, he'll turn it a little so for easier access.
Intriguing.
Okay. Anybody else? Those of you that are outside right now, you can kind of hear some stirring inside and some voices. Those of you outside, you hear the voices of them kind of talking and doing whatever else there is that they're doing.
I ain't fucking moving.
Okay. Five minutes goes by. 10 minutes goes by. Sarah's kind of sitting at the kitchen table, like eating her breakfast.
Wondering what's
slowly.
going on.
And she's just like, Like you can see her, like she looks up at you, and like you guys look up at her while she's eating, and she kind of gives you that like awkward like, and like keeps eating, like, well, okay, you guys gonna fucking say something or what's going on here? About 15 minutes goes by. She kind of enjoys her meal, and you hear all of a sudden you kind of hear like a and the door just fucking flies open, and Harold just comes ass over tea kettle through the fucking door, and you hear like clanging and banging, and a very wild-eyed, estranged hair, black-eyed, like just sullied-looking, Harold stands up. Oh, good morning. How's everybody doing?
I kind of wide-eyed look back at him and prestidigitate under my breath to
Oh.
clean him up.
Hey, oh, well, Dink, it's done. And he walks over towards Axel, and kind of like lays down on the like the mini coffee table, this piece that seems to be wrapped in cloth, and he lays it down on the table. Okay, so one small problem. She's angry with me. So, I had to wrap her up on the way over. I think she wants you. And he kind of like slides it across the table. He like slides it across the table. And he begins to like undo the blade. And as he does, you see a khopesh. So that crescent moon styled blade that comes down to a boned handle that seems to have like runes inscribed the whole way down the handle. Where the cross hilt is at the top, it actually usually the khopesh are it's just like a singular one, but this actually has almost like spikes that jut out in each direction. You're assuming for either doing something with or a block if you have to use it in a certain way, or a hook of some type. At the bottom he has kind of a small chain that dangles off the bottom of it, and it looks like he put some kind of like a red gem that hangs slightly below the khopesh. As it comes up, the blade itself is a kind of like a pale gray, almost tan to it, like a really weird tanned blade. But throughout the whole blade, it is almost like a veins or like a spider web of red that climbs the whole way along the blade to the tip.
Ooh.
She's finished. But she won't let me touch her. She's yours. But every good blade needs a name. And that's what she wants.
And he pushes it across the table at you. Don't touch the blade.
It's got a little bit of the after effects of the basilisk. I think this is my best work.
And you just see this like huge grin and like the excitement of like a child. And he's like tapping his fingers on the coffee table.
What
Reminiscent
do I-
of when Brunner Battlehammer forged. Oh, what the fuck is the name of the hammer? Have you guys read the Drizzt books?
Mm.
Nope.
Oh, I can
Sounds good,
explain it
though.
later, but
Yeah?
it's
But-
it's like there's this idea in to be brief. There's this idea that like a dwarf will at one point make like the best work he's ever made, and everything after that will just be like slight
point.
downhill until he dies.
That's kind of depressing. Jesus.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's like you hit a peak and you're like, damn, I will never craft anything this good again.
And that's just it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
no,
not like it's it, but like past that, it's just like everything else pales in comparison.
Yeah, no, he's made some good blades before, but you can definitely tell this is like pure excitement. And he is like tapping the edge of the coffee table, and you can see that he really wants you to touch it, like pick it up. Like he's just
Yeah.
like anxious.
With a great trepidation, almost afraid to touch it. Axel will very slowly reach out and put his hand on the hilt.
As you put your hand on the hilt, the red webbing begins to illuminate along the blade. Almost like it senses you.
He'll wrap his fingers around the grip and slowly start to lift it up.
Ooh. It's fucking cool.
You kind of feel in your hand like a hum. Nobody hears a hum, but you just like you
Can
feel
sense
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like your whole body is like vibrating holding this blade.
Take a moment to turn it slightly so that he can look at his reflection in the flat of the blade.
Yeah, clear as day. Incredibly sharp. From what you could just looking at it, it was honed very well.
To Nova, like his expression would be like extremely hard to gauge. It looks like there's like a million emotions running through him right now, like a complete whirlwind of feelings.
Oh yeah, I'm like locked on watching this whole thing happen. Kind of like trying to pick up how he's reacting to it. Just because I can see how amazing it looks, I can only imagine to Axel, knowing that he helped a little bit with crafting it. So I'm gonna
And
be
Harold is just like
yeah, so I'm like watching. I'm like locked on.
it's just like watching.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I'll probably have a grin on my face too, just from seeing this amazing craftsmanship.
He sort of like lightly, like swings it through the air, not like hard, but more of like a gentle swing.
Like almost makes like a hum as it cuts the air.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I did this?
Oh, you did this. It responded to you. This is what your blade wanted. Your blood wanted.
So
Name
funny.
it. Before she gets angry. Name it.
Oh, uh, can you give me a little bit of time?
If you're going to do that, holster it before she gets angry at you.
And he like hands you this like leather pouch, and you can see it's a perfect like like a sword you slide in. Well, can't obviously do that with a Kopesh. It's more of like you set it in, and then the leather kind of goes over the top of it.
Mm.
Kind of like a tennis racket almost. Like you
Yeah.
put it in, and then you like over the top, and it holsters it perfectly. And he hands it to you quickly.
Yeah, I'll put it in its scabbard.
Okay. And second, this is... I did this out of thank you for opening the mines for us and doing all of this basically free of charge, no money taken from us yet at all. Um, but all the things that you've done for us to help us, I made you this.
And he walks back and he grabs this almost like a legionnaire type shield, like like it's like a tower shield, but it is it's the height of the bullet, and you can see where he stretched it perfectly over this like this shield, like created this shield, and he did it so that he did it so that the way that the like the armor, like the ripples points downwards, almost like you could use it to like maybe rip something or like angle it to catch blades a certain way. um it, Incredibly fine craftsmanship. You don't see where it stops and starts on the shield. And in the back of the shield, it's almost like leather and sheep hide lined, so it's incredibly soft on the inside where you would rest your arm to attach yourself to the shield.
I don't know what to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would blurt out after Axel says that. Like a really gleeful
That-
thank you.
Is all I require.
Thank you, sir.
The only thing is you tell people where you got it.
And he turns the shield inward, and you see a sword through a beam and a hammer behind it.
I'll
Think of
spread
this
the
as,
tail as far and wide as I can.
Good. This is more like a sponsorship, if you, so be it. But it is yours. I'm going to bed. I am very tired. Oh, good night.
And he like you see his like as he's now past the excitement and the elation, you watch as all of a sudden he just kind of like ages 15 years, and you watch as he slumps over and just begins to make his way up the stairs, and you watch as Sarah kind of gives him a kiss as he heads up the stair, pats him on the shoulder and rubs his shoulder really quick, and he kind of gives her a smile and heads up the stairs.
Ginge, before Harold, after his expression fell and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to bed," I would have like bursted up off of the sofa and given him like a super tight hug.
Yeah.
Like with gratitude.
So the difference, Axel, you when he kind of shoved you in the shoulder and it knocked you off guard, and that pure strength that you felt, he feels like a frail old man as you like hug him, like just the exhaustion, you can feel it. As you hug him tightly, you can just you just feel him almost like jello melt into you, like, oh yeah, okay. Like the adrenaline has worn off.
Yeah, I just wanted to give him a really tight hug as a thank you, and then I'll let him go and sit back down on the sofa.
As he meanders out of the room and you kind of look over and you see Sarah just like ear to ear grinning smile looking at the two pieces that her husband has created.
I'm gonna like inspect and check out the shield. Kind of look at the blade as it's in its was it scabbard? Scabbard?
Mhm.
Yeah, scabbard. Just kind of like eyeing everything, looking at the handiwork. That's pretty amazing. Gotta think up a good name.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't doubt you'll think really hard about it. Especially since it's an extension of you.
Okay. As you guys sit in the living room reminiscing about the weapons you have received and conversations had as the friends are playing in the back, going up and down on the trampoline or the carpet, having fun kind of playing with that. KB, you kind of watched as this whole thing kind of went down, silently sitting and munching on your pastry. That's where we're gonna end the night because I am freaking tired. So
I was about to message you and be like, I gotta tap out, homies.
I'm dying. So I love you
Perfect
all.
timing.
You guys have an excellent night. We will see you next week, Wednesday, where we will continue, and see what happens next.
Yeah.
So
All right,
be safe.
everybody. Thanks for hanging
Got
out
with
with
the
us and
handoff.
sticking around. We'll see you next week, 8:30 Central on Wednesday. Until then, have a great weekend. Be safe, be kind, and we'll see you next time.
Guten Tag.
Bye-bye.